take 100 something of this goddamn review and the audio is just trash. Psh, okay, whatever. Fine. I have been watching anime for a really long time, and 5-6 years give or take, and through my entire time watching anime, I have always seemed to stumble upon one name: Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Full Metal Alchemist this, Full Metal Alchemist that. And yeah, it's a weird feeling for people to have such high regard, or to have such,
Hell no, man.
to think so highly of a show that you seemingly don't care about. So I decided to find out for myself what all the noise was about, and to be honest, I was very much impressed. Wow, just wow. I am making an entire video, a review of the anime at about 2 a.m. in the morning, so I am very impressed. Anyway, I am going to try to do the show justice. I am going to do my best to try to make this as serious as possible. I might fail, but can't say I didn't try. Anyway, this is my review. What? This is my review of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was created because the 2003 Full Metal Alchemist anime outpaced the manga whilst it was still being written. Instead of waiting, Studio Bones produced an anime original ending, which divided the fans. Some people liked it, some people hated it. Anyway, it wasn't true to the source material. So by 2009, Hiromi Arakawa, who is the mangaka of Full Metal Alchemist, was nearing completion of her manga. So Studio Bones returned with Brotherhood, which is a full reboot designed to faithfully adapt the manga from start to finish. This allowed the story to follow Arakawa's intended themes, character arcs, and ending without deviation. Unlike the slower, darker tone of the 2003 series, Brotherhood moves faster early on, assuming some audience familiarity, and builds toward a more cohesive, large-scale narrative. This results in an anime which is often regarded as one of the most complete and well-structured adaptations ever made.
Alchemy, the science of understanding, deconstructing, and reconstructing matter. However, it is not an all-powerful art. It is impossible to create something out of nothing. If one wishes to obtain something, something of equal value must be given. This is the law of equivalent exchange, the basis of all alchemy. In accordance with this law, there is a taboo among alchemists. Human transmutation is strictly forbidden. For what could equal the value of a human soul?
In my opinion, or as I like to see it, view it, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood isn't just something you simply watch. It's something you step into. From the very beginning, the series doesn't ease you in. It confronts you with loss, with desperation, and with a question that lingers long after the screen fades to black. What would you give to get back what you've lost?
Fluorine, 7.5 grams. Iron, 5 grams. Silicon, 3 grams. Finally, we need some soul data.
Ned, something doesn't feel right.
As you can see, this moment doesn't exist for shock value. It establishes the emotional rules of the world, where curiosity meets consequence and intention doesn't erase responsibility. Alchemy here isn't presented as magic or a power fantasy. Rather, it's presented as a tool. And like any other tool, it reflects the hands that use it. What makes Brotherhood special is how human it keeps its characters, even in a world filled with godlike abilities and grand ideas. I mean, pain lingers, mistakes aren't undone, and growth is slow, uncomfortable, and earned. The series doesn't rush its meaning. Instead, it unfolds gradually, through journeys rather than destinations. Each arc builds on the last, expanding the world, deepening its characters, and challenging the ideas it first introduces. What begins as the pursuit of knowledge becomes a confrontation with human limitation. What feels like control slowly reveals itself to be nothing more than illusion. To understand why Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood resonates so deeply with me and many others, you have to follow the show. How it evolves piece by piece, lesson by lesson. So, let's break it down. Not by episodes or battles, but by 5 thematic arcs. Each one marking a shift in how Brotherhood understands power, responsibility, and humanity. Every arc doesn't just move the story forward. It redefines what the story is about. The opening arc of FMAB, covering episodes 1 to 14, lays the foundation for everything that follows. Instead of relying on flashy fights or over-the-top drama, the series takes its time introducing a world where actions have consequences and mistakes don't just disappear. We're introduced to Edward and Alphonse Elric not just as talented alchemists, but as 2 kids who made a very human mistake. They tried to bring their mother back to life. Now that choice literally cost Edward an arm and a leg, and Alphonse his entire body, leaving his soul trapped inside a suit of armor. This single decision shapes their entire journey. Early on, the Philosopher's Stone is presented as the one possible solution, the miracle that could fix everything. Episodes 1 to 3 make this goal clear, but Brotherhood is quick to remind us that in this world, nothing comes without a price. That idea hits hardest with the Nina Tucker storyline. Sho Tucker isn't introduced as an obvious villain. He's a man under pressure, desperate to keep his status as a state alchemist. But that desperation leads him to do the unthinkable, fusing his own daughter, Nina, with her dog, Alexander, in pursuit of creating a talking chimera, which was the thing that his research was mainly based on.
brat figuring it out so quickly. I don't see what you're so upset about. This is how we progress. Human experimentation is a necessary step. I would think a scientist should understand.
Shut up! Do you really think you can get away with this? Messing around with someone's life like that? Your own daughter!
The scene is disturbing not because it's unrealistic, but because it feels possible. It shows how easily someone can lose their humanity when success matters more than morality. Edward's breakdown after realizing he can't save Nina is a key moment. His pain isn't just about her, it's fear. Fear of what he and Al might become if they ever cross the same line. Scar's introduction pushes this theme even further. At first, he seems like a simple villain, a killer hunting state alchemists, but as the story unfolds, it becomes clear that Scar is a product of Ishvalan genocide. His violence is born from loss, grief, and injustice. Through Scar, the show makes one thing clear. The state is not clean or heroic as it claims to be. Crimes are buried, history is hidden, and authority is something we're meant to question. The sense of unease grows with characters like King Bradley, whose calm presence hints that something is deeply wrong long before the truth is revealed. And at the heart of this arc is Lieutenant Hughes. Now, for me, Hughes brings warmth into a world that's becoming darker by the episode. His constant talk about his wife and daughter isn't just for laughs. It's a representation of a normal life, peace, and everything that's at risk. Lieutenant Hughes treats Edward and Alphonse like they're his own kids, not as tools of the military, which, let's be honest, they were. So, his death is the first moment where Brotherhood truly changes. It isn't shocking for the sake of shock. It hurts because it's personal. Mustang's grief turns into a quiet determination. The Elric brothers, in turn, also lose another piece of innocence. From this point on, the story never feels as light again. Episodes 1 to 14 do more than start the plot. They establish the emotional weight, the moral gray areas, and the cost of pursuing the truth. They do a good job showing how good intentions can lead to terrible outcomes and how suffering shapes the choices people make. By the time the story moves forward, we already understand what's at stake and how much has already been lost.